beautiful people. I'm back, and I'm back to show you my crochet. I decided to do it in separate videos because there is a bit of crochet, and I know that some of you are not interested in crochet. I don't know if I'll do it for the future, but it's because I just haven't shown you anything for a while. I thought I'd just show you what I've been up to. Now, on hindsight, there's probably a few projects that I've forgotten to bring, but that's okay. You can see them next time. Where do I start? I will start with this. So I'm just keeping it in a big basket like that. And this is just a plain old crochet, half double crochet. I have no idea how many stitches that I chained when I first began. It's probably maybe around, I think it's over 200. But, so there, so my wingspan is 150, and then probably another, so it's probably 2.5 meters long. This is how much I've done, and I've just been enjoying that, but I had to stop for a while because my hand was hurting, because it was hurting. I have no idea why. And yeah, so I'm just doing colour change whenever I feel like, usually every 3 rows, so 1, 2 back, so 6 rows I suppose. Or is it 3 rows? 6 rows, whatever. And just doing it. The colourway is Caron Cakes in Funfetti, and I don't like the Caron Cakes in the sense that it's not a gradient, it's just like self-striping but massive long stripes. And if I had an unballed cake, I would show you. But what I did was I just cut all the colours. So I put all the pinks together, all the purple together, and all the, you know, I suppose, lighter purple, orange, and yellow. And the black and the grey is just some acrylic, spotlight acrylic. And I'm just, yeah, I really like it. I want to put it on my couch. I got rid of one of my couches, and hopefully when I get a new couch to replace it, I will use it. It just feels nice and so snuggly, and I just wanted it bright. So that's one of my whips. And I just realised I have 2 finishes up here. So we can put him down. This is the Nemesis cushion. The pattern's on the Secret Yarnery YouTube channel, and yeah, so I just used a whole bunch of different yarns. There's like fluffy yarn, obviously I've got the fun fur, there's like bulky here, DK, and yeah, I just used colours that made me happy, and I made one of those. This again will go on the couch when it arrives. Easy to make. And then just on the other side, it's just a massive granny square. And likewise for this one, it's just a different colourway. Again, fun fur, some sparkly like chenille yarn. Yeah, it's so cute. And all you do is, so the cushions I just bought from Kmart for $6, and they've already got a cover on them, so I just put them in there. So you just stuff it in there, and then you just sew up the hole. And because I can tell where I sewed it, well, I thought I did, yeah, because I did it in a different colour. If you can see, I did it in the blue, and that way I know which part to unpick, and so I can wash whatever needs to be washed. So again, the granny square at the back, some fun fur. Oh, it's so soft. I love this bit. Yeah, so I finished those 2 cushions. Extremely proud of myself that I finished it. Her tutorials are quite easy to follow, And I thought it was a good way to use up just some stuff that's hanging around. So they're my first two. Slight accident, but I'm back. So whilst we're talking about the Secret Yarnery, she also put up there's other tutorials for this, but I followed her one. She made a mile a minute blanket. So I've been watching a TV show on Stan called AP Bio. It's an American sitcom, and I've been intrigued by the colorway, the color palette, because everything's in teals and oranges. So I decided to choose those colors and to make a blanket out of it. So these are all going to be edged in white, and I'll just show you, maybe I'll show you a lighter color. So all you do is crochet like this into a long strip, and then you do the white edge, and then you start joining all the blanket together. And I thought that's a great idea, because you feel like you're doing little finishes all the time. So I couldn't help it, I had to do one. So it took a while to choose the colors. Again, I'm just using cheap acrylic but beautifully soft acrylic from Spotlight. I think they call it USA style Spot Saver. I don't know. But yeah, I'm loving it. The hardest part was actually choosing the colours that reminded me of the TV show. So again, the show is called AP Bio. I'm not saying it's a great show, but what I'm saying is I just found it that I have to watch it purely for the colour scheme they've chosen. It's just, I've never seen a show that's so definite in the colours that they've chosen. Okay. Next thing that I've been working on. Yes. This is my herringbone blanket. I call it herringbone-ish. It's a corner-to-corner blanket. I think I'm using, the reason why I cast this on, I want to use some of my 4-ply yarn, and I'm holding it double. This is all I've done on it because I had to rip it out. So I'm just trying to work out that's the right end. So it goes that way. See, I've sewn in all my ends and I don't know which way is the right way. So I would have started that way. So this is the right side. So they're the colours I've chosen. So it's a navy, a purple, a cream, a red, and the gold. I've got this dress and I couldn't stop staring at it, the colours. So these are the colours that are in that dress. One day I'll wear it on the show and you'll see it. But yeah, I had to just start making it, and I thought this is a good way to use up some of my yarn. I'm just holding it double using either a 5mm or a 6mm hook. Let's see if the hook is in here and I can tell you. Of course it's not in here, because that would make total sense if it was in here. And the yarn that I'm using is just some Bendigo. I had some single colours. So it's a Bendigo Woolen Mills 8-ply in luxury or classic, depending on what I had. So I'm using, I'm using a 4mm Tulip Etimo hook, which I really love those hooks. So that's another blanket that I'm making. And then, sick of blankets, I'm making another blanket. So I went down the YouTube rabbit hole of crochet tutorials. So I decided to make the Ubuntu blanket. The Ubuntu blanket was the Sheepy's crochet along for last year, and in a nutshell on YouTube has made some great tutorials. She uses the UK terms, but that's easy to just switch my head to do US terms. And yeah, so I've just been following her tutorials and then just keeping the pattern with me if I'm not crocheting at home, so I can crochet outside. And the pattern is by Look What I Made. And see, I've got a whole bunch of these, like, these are cotton viscose, and I thought they're the colours that I'm going to use. So I've done, I think this is weeks 1, 2 and 3. So I've done all the colours, and as you can see, that pink on the edges, that's my neutral, because that's the way I roll. Yellow, so I just went full rainbow. And look at the design. How cool is it? It's got puffs, it's got just beautiful stuff. I love it. It looks so good. And then I've continued on with, I think I'm up to week 4 or week 5. So I did week 4, and then I did something, but I did something wrong, so I had to rip back. So I've done 6 of those as well. How cute are they? I have to sew all those ends back in again because I had to rip out so many. And no, I haven't started. Now the yarn that I'm using, that yarn, is Bellissimo Amalfi hand-dyed yarn. So it's a commercial yarn, but it's hand-dyed. It is a freaking bitch to wind. You will spend the whole day winding, but it just feels, it's mercerized cotton and it's soft. It's 50% cotton, 50% viscose, something with bamboo or some sort of, I don't know. What is viscose? I don't know. But I love it, and I'm just keeping it, like, I'll put it away. This is an old shoebox that I've repurposed to put my projects in. And yeah, so it just looks neat on the shelves. So, because I've got a shelf here as well, and I'm going to get a couple more. If you're wondering where I'm sitting on the corner of my living room. I decided to be out and proud with my yarnage. And yeah, so I've been enjoying that. It's been a bit of a learning curve. Like, what I'm finding is I'm learning a lot. Just being able to even switch, hear a UK crochet term and then do the US equivalent. So that's been cool. And then I am doing an item to wear. And this is I think it's called the unisex scarf by Sharon McNabb. It was in, this isn't the edition, but it was in the one with, it's got a pink, it's got a yak on the front of it, but it's in the Indie Road magazine. And I love this magazine because it's quite Aussie-centric, which, oh, here we go. It's in that magazine. Oh, that's not a yak, is it? It's a llama. And the pattern is, hang on, can't show you that pattern, but I can show you what, where. So, okay, you have no idea, but I dropped the iPad. I always wonder why people talk about these things, but I just feel I need to. I dropped the iPad. And then I filmed all this stuff, and then I said goodbye, and I realised that I hadn't hit record again. Yes, so I was talking about the infinity scarf. So it's it's in the Indie Road. It's in this version, this edition, which is issue 5, January 2019. Indie Road. I love this magazine. It's the only magazine that I've got multiples of, and it's only 4 times a year. The price is really good on it, so checking them out online. But this is what the scarf looks like. So she's got a bright one there, and then a more neutral one, and then she's got even a plainer one there. And I decided to do this because I want to use some yarns, play with colour, so I did. So, but instead of making it a scarf, I made it into an uber big infinity scarf. And yeah, so I just started playing with colour. Look at the colours. That's, okay. Sheepies, Smoky Quartz, Peridot, Blue Apatite, Lilac Quartz, don't remember, Lilac Quartz. This bright one that you can barely see is an 8 ply, so these I think are 10 ply. that bright one that you can see, that variegated one there. Hopefully you can see it. That's Candy Apple Lane DK Sparkle. Like I said, I'm playing with texture. This is some 8-ply mohair from Squiggle Yarn Co. This is 8-ply that I dyed at Wool Gathering 2017 in the wool dyeing class. That's Wool Gathering Australia, not the US. And this red one is some Northcote cotton yarn, the Motivera, just that spotlight. I just love it. How awesome. Like, that's where my ends are. But yeah, I just wanted to make an infinity scarf for those winter. I just prefer infinity scarfy cowly type ones than scarves, because I don't want it to fly off on windy days. Because those of you who work in, you know, in cities where there's tall buildings know that you can get into wind tunnels and stuff. So, but how awesome when we're all wearing Melbourne black, and we all do, during the middle of winter, just to wear that. How happy are you going to be? And how happy would somebody be if they saw this? They'll go, oh, that's an awesome bright. But yeah, I've been loving just using up yarns. And the only thing that I'm doing differently is that, other than this row, like that peridot colour and that bright one before the purple, or even, it's probably going to be easy to explain. These two colours here, the blue and the purple, they should be the same colour, but I've been changing colours each row. Except for, I just want to use more of my mohair there. So I chose to do that. And yeah, so I'm just changing colours every row, and I'm writing down how many grams I've used for every row as well. Otherwise the needle, I think I'm using the same one as recommended in the pattern. And so the needle that I'm using is a 4.5mm needle. So that's been fun. I've really been enjoying that. And lastly, I just want to show you what I do with some of my scraps. So in September, I try to use up all my scraps. Well, not all my scraps, but I try to use up scraps. That's what I concentrate on. So whenever I make a pair of socks or anything in a 4-ply yarn, I always have lots of leftovers. So what I do is I start making granny squares. So that's like, I think that's like 3 different coloured yarns. That's a single coloured yarn. But yeah, so I just put them in here, and this is just I can tell you, it's from IKEA, and I think it's supposed to be like a lantern for something, and the name of it is, I have no idea. The name of it is the ummmmm, in case you're wondering. Somewhere there it says the name. So I like how bright it is, and it just looks so much fun. And imagine how much nicer it's going to look when I sew in the ends. But I sew in the ends as I'm joining, because I'm just doing join as you go for those. I also do granny circles, the solid circles. So I'll just take a few out so you can see. So I'm just doing, so there's 6-row grannies, these are 6-row circles, solid circles. And what I do is the first chain, the chain 3 that I do, I actually don't count that, just so that I don't get any gaps. So this is just some self-striping, just some random yarn, self-striping. Oh, that small one has to come out so I can make it bigger. And just some random yarn. And that's pretty much it. But I think that's enough. Do you? I've been having pretty much a lot of fun with the crochet. I'm finding that I'm getting a lot more satisfaction because I get to finish it so quickly. I do have some other projects, but I have no idea where I've put them. But I'm sure you'll see in the next few months. I will try to, I always say I try to, film regularly, but with my hand issues, hopefully within the next, by the end of September, I will upload again. But like I said, that if you're interested, it just depends if I make any progress on anything. But like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing all my purchases that I've made over the last few months, and I've made quite a bit, let me know and I will drag them out and show them to you. It's always fun to see different colourways and different lights. Lighting is what I find. I have no problems. I'm not going to apologise for spending money, but nor am I showing off. I just like seeing when people buy stuff. I don't know. I just love when people buy stuff. It's, I don't feel envious. I just enjoy their joy, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon. So, if you're interested in seeing stuff I bought, let me know, and I will upload it. Take care. Ciao.